I first heard about the Y through a friend of mine named Trisha Manning. Her children went to the daycare program next door, and she's the one that referred me to the Y. I came to the Y with a need for child care, and I applied for the financial assistance program due to, at the time, me being out of work and only on one income for a family of 4. I worked for a company for 6 years. I managed a cell phone store out in Forest, and the entire company shut down when I was 7 months pregnant with my second child. The company went out of business. I lost my job, I lost my health insurance, I lost my nice salary, I lost everything. And so from there I was on unemployment, and then I lost my unemployment before I could find another job. I started Genworth in April, but even with Genworth entry-level position and my husband's income, we still qualify for the assistance. The application process was really great. I came into the front desk, asked for an application, told them I was looking to gain assistance with the child care program. They gave me an application, I filled it out, brought it back in, and a few weeks later I was contacted and to be notified that we did qualify for the assistance. And actually, I think we qualified for about a 50% rate reduction. So at that time, I was able to put my son here in full-time daycare and afford it. You know, and he had been at 2 other daycares here locally, and nothing compares to the Y. No other program in Lynchburg compares to the Y. Like I said, the staff, first of all, is amazing. The people care about the children, the love they give, the level of education that they build into their program. It's not just a babysitting facility. They're teaching the kids. They're changing things up. They're taking them to an imagination room. They're doing arts with them. They're working on their letters and their numbers, and they're doing fun activities. Not to mention they're teaching my kids how to swim.
Okay.
Can't compare it. Without the Y, definitely I would not have been able to place my child, you know, in a daycare program. I wouldn't have been able to continue to look for work, to go back to work, to try to get back on my feet, which I'm still trying to do ever since 2009 when I lost my job. So, you know, the Y has really given my family the ability for me to go back to work and know my children are in a safe environment. I have 2 boys. Grady was first in the program. He was with Miss Sheila, and we loved her. She was phenomenal. Max is my 2-year-old. He's with Miss Maggie, and she's amazing. And they're just, you know, like I said, they're better than anybody else in town. They love the kids. They really, half of the daycare's been here 13 years. You know, you talk to women, they've been here forever. So, I mean, it's not just a job to them. They love what they do, and it shows. My son, Grady, my oldest son, he was originally here. He's moved on to pre-K now. So now I just have 1 child who is in the program. But both of my children, you know, have been in the program. Facilities, like I said, amazing. You know, they're colorful, they're exciting to the children. Like I said, you know, other daycares, it's just one room, they're stuck in it all day. Whereas at the Y, they move the children through different rooms. They have an imagination room, they have a music room, they have a construction room where it's trucks and blocks. I mean, it's just top notch. Like I said, nothing compares. I had tried out 2 previous daycare facilities here in town, yet they just didn't compare to the Y. In addition, we were actually received a letter from the child care program saying that since my child was a part of the child care assistance, he was selected for the Angel Tree program through the Y, which was just unbelievable. And we got a letter in the mail saying, you know, please tell us some things he might like, and, you know, give us a description of the clothes sizes he wears. Well, I said, you know, anything would be appreciated. I'm just thankful for anything. And so Friday night, I was able to go over to the Jamerson Y, pick up a bag with 2 or 3 packages for my son. And it's just, you know, we really need it. I'm working full-time, my husband's working full-time, But still, between the two, the difference in what I used to make, I was the major breadwinner, we're still not meeting it, you know, so the help that we get from the Y is just phenomenal. It was a little difficult coming to the grips of, wow, I'm actually applying for assistance. You know, that's just not me. I've worked since the day I was 16. But, you know, things happen and the economy is the way it is, and sometimes you have to realize that you have to do what you have to do for your family. And like I said, knowing that I give back in the community, I do volunteer work, you know, through my job. I do everything I can for the community, I always have. So at this point in time, I had to let the pride go and realize, Carrie, you need to apply for this help. And I'm so glad I did, just so I could reach out to other people like I'm doing right now to tell them it's okay. If you really need the help, it's okay to ask for it. That the Y really does care. They really care about the community. They care about doing more and more and more. They care about their employees. I've had the opportunity to come to 2 events where the employees all come together and they talk about things like why they want to give back to help families like myself, which is just amazing to me, because they're here working, making a paycheck, but they're turning it over and giving it to people to help like myself. And I think that the message for the Y is just to do for everyone in the community, to build strong families, strong communities, and just to do the best that they can do to help anyone. And like I said, they're constantly making things better and doing more. Jay talked about how they fed so many kids that, you know, didn't have the money for food over their summer program, and just the stuff they do it's amazing. Nobody can compare.